Hi, welcome back to AutoReview. My name is Patrick, and today, as you can see, we have this awesome looking Opel Insignia S OPC version. And this car comes with a V6 engine producing 325 horsepower at 5,250 RPM, 435 Newton meter of torque at the same RPM, 5,250, has a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour limited, 0 to 100 in 6 seconds, fuel tank capacity of 70 liters. It's 1.81 ton heavy, empty, without the driver, without fuel, so it's quite a heavy car. All-wheel drive, and as you can see, it looks gorgeous. I'm gonna give you some more detail while we're driving, and yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, so usually I show you guys how much space we have inside, how much space in the back, how big the boot is. As we have reviewed the Insignia Sports Tourer just last week, I'm not going to do that again in this car, so this one we just concentrate on the outside looks, which are going to blend in a lot of material, and the whole driving experience itself, because this OPC is all about driving. So let me just put the AC down. This is all about driving this car, and I hope these two cameras will work. So what do I think about this car? First of all, it is really well built, as the other one we had last week as well. And let me just take the OPC out and the Sport out. It's very comfortable. Same as I said already about the OPC seats in the Corsa OPC Nürburgring edition we tested. These seats are even better. They're very comfortable, they look amazing, full leather, everything electric. You can adjust it really. If you can't adjust the seats, there's something wrong with your body. If you have heard this already, not the honk, but the beeping before, this is already one of the points that I wanted to mention either way, is the assistance systems in this car. They're really amazing. You have a front radar, which detects cars or any obstacles in front, which is linked to the cruise control. That's basically, while driving on the highway, or even here now at 60 in this kind of side road, it detects the cars in front will slow down automatically. When the car is gone, it will accelerate again to whatever speed you have set before. I love systems like this. It's just amazing. So as you have seen there just now, as I was driving, I was just paying attention to the camera, and that guy in front of me, some stupid moron, he just decided to stop for no reason. So the car warned me, and right away I got my attention back to the road. So it is working. Though you should not rely on these things, because there's always the human factor in it, which is obviously the driver. So you should always pay attention as well. However, it really assists you. In addition to the front radar, we do have a lane assistant, which, let me see if it's going to work now. Cruise control. No, we have to do it on the highway later. And basically, at highway, when usually you drive straight line, you're gonna cross left or right one of the lanes, it will detect the same and will give you a beeping sound, similar to the one that was just heard for the front radar. One thing that they could have done a bit better on this one is that you would have, for example, the steering wheel vibrating, which I think Mercedes has this kind of function. So you drive basically and it vibrates on the left or on the right, depending on which lane you're crossing. And that would be evolution of the system in the future for Opel. However, it's really good. One point though, all this assistant sound warnings sounds are a bit quiet. I mean, now I'm not listening to the radio, obviously you're gonna hear them. However, if you listen to the radio and you put the volume up a bit, you will not hear them anymore really. It's gonna be way too quiet. So I think something like this warning system should be really loud and overrule the radio and the navigation and whatever is going on in the car. Negative things about this car first. Biggest problem, I would say, especially in the UAE, is this awesome looking, beautifully designed AC control units, which are touchscreen, and it's damn difficult to adjust the temperature. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna see it on this camera or not. It is like you're trying to pet a baby, or like you're trying to push a bug to fly away without hurting it. It's really ridiculous. I mean, why would you put something like this in such a nice car? I mean, okay, now look, I got it to work, it's working. But if you get in this car, you park it in the sun for an hour, at 50 degrees in the summer, which we have here in Dubai, and you try to put the AC on the lowest possible, it's gonna freak you out. So please, Opel, fix this. Whenever it comes facelift, whenever you do it, this has to be fixed. Alright, what else? The cruise control, if you set it at a certain speed, let's say you're driving 137, you set it, it will remember 137. However, if you want to increase it by 1 or decrease it by 1, it will jump to the next 5 up or 5 down. So it will jump to either 140 or 135. You're not able to adjust it by 1 kilometers an hour steps. I don't really like this. In addition to the cruise control, what I've discovered is as well, when you drive and you set it at 140, for example, we have the speed here of 140 on the highway, and the cameras will flash you at 141. So if you set it at 140, you go down the hill, it will not hold 140, it will accelerate to 141, 142. So potentially you're risking that the cruise control will get you a ticket if you really always drive to the limit of the speed limit. So what I had to do basically now was I had to put it to 138, 137 because it happened on the way from Dubai to here that it accelerated, not accelerated, but down the hill it basically went 1 or 2 kilometers faster. That's one thing you have to pay attention. Now, talking about cruise control, we do have a speed limiter on board as well, which basically limits you to a certain speed. Let's say you set it to 120, you drive at 120. However, it's very, very easy to go over this limit by just pushing the pedal a little bit more than you would expect, and you're right over it. So I'm not quite sure if the function is really working or not. I mean, it should be more difficult, because if you don't want to get a ticket and you're driving in that way that you want to have a limiter to, let's say, 5 kilometers below the speed limit, it shouldn't be possible to overreach that very fast. You should be really pushing it until the floor to release that. I don't know if it's a feature or if it's a security thing, safety thing, I'm not quite sure. Last thing, the lack of throttle versus acceleration. The car is very, very powerful. Once you're driving it, it accelerates very fast. As I said, 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. But it has kind of a lag for me, it feels, especially from standstill to 100, for example. When I put my foot down full on the throttle, it's like a tiny little second it thinks before it says, okay, let me go. Maybe it's really built more for cruise, powerful cruiser, powerful long distance driver, I'm not quite sure. However, these are the points I would have to say. Okay, now coming to the positive, and this is actually more. I'm sorry it sounds like there's a lot of things, but if you spend quite a lot of money on this car, then I would expect certain things to be perfect, you know. Obviously, there's always something that can be done differently. So positive things about the car, as I said, it looks amazing. This car is really, really beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful Opel that is on the market at the moment. We have this awesome looking 20-inch rims, super grippy. You would expect the car to be very bumpy and very hard and not very comfortable at all, but it's exactly on the contrary. It's super, super comfortable. I really love the look of it. I really love how it drives, how comfortable it was now from Dubai to here. It's really amazing. The seats are the best seats I've been driving on a long time, I have to say. They give you enough support from the side, and I don't know, they're really, really great. I think even Opel has in Germany some kind of ergonomic seats available. I'm not quite sure if these are the ergonomic seats or not. However, you have an option in Germany to order them at least, which are certified by some organization that has to do with back pain. So they must know what they're doing, basically. So in addition, what do we have? We have a big 8-inch touchscreen. We have this super fully loaded entertainment or information system, which you can adjust towards whatever you like. We have the controls for the radar, for cruise control, for the speed limiter, radio, sound, lights on the back, 6-speed manual. Then this touchscreen you can either touch, obviously, you can use the buttons below, or you have this kind of mouse pad, I would say, which is kind of weird. When you touch it, it's like a live kind of. However, it's not really user friendly. Touchscreen is much easier to use. This infotainment system, or the information system is really great. Even if you go into the OPC function, believe it or not, we have a G-force meter like in the Nissan GT-R, which is really cool. It only goes a bit more than 1 G, but it's a fun thing to have. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to distract you, but on a track maybe it's kind of funny to look at, or if you record it with your camera. But it's just funny that you have something like this in a Grand Tourer, or like in a car that's actually made for long distance driving. What else you have? You have voltage, oil temperature, pressure, whatever you can think of. Then on top here we have a sport button, which makes everything a bit faster, and then you have this beautiful OPC button, which makes everything aggressive. If you press this one, it will change the display to red, which means aggressive, and it will accelerate faster, it will shift faster, it holds the RPM higher, so really cool. As I said, you can adjust it to the way you really want it to. Then, as you can see, this car is really beautifully styled. We have, say, the rims I mentioned already. You have Brembo brakes. You have, again, like in the OPC Corsa, you have a Remus exhaust, which sounds really great. The car has a constant kind of deep, like something in like when you drive, you know. Maybe it would be annoying for your passengers at one point. I personally love it. I like my car to sound aggressive, and I think it sounds great. We did record a tunnel run. I'm going to put it in somewhere in the video. It could be louder. To be honest, I would make sport the way it's now in OPC, and I would make OPC ridiculous, like somehow really with like a valve exhaust or something what you find on Maseratis and Ferraris nowadays. So that would be really cool. A couple more things before we're done with this beautiful car. We have the mirror here and the mirror on the left only. They do tint automatically in the evening if you have the lights in the back, which is super nice. I always like this rather than just flipping it myself and having nothing there. This is really good. We have 2 USB ports inside. You have like kind of a storage stuff here. This else is all the same like in the Sports Tourer. It fits big bottles on the side, which is really cool. Then space-wise in the back, you have sufficient space even for the headroom, even though I don't have to show you this, but it has enough room, and the boot is really big as well. 530 liters, I mentioned it already. You have this car as well in 3 different versions. So you have it as a Sports Tourer, which was the one we reviewed last week. However, it was not the OPC. Then you have this notchback, which is this one called 5 doors. It has the wiper in the back, and then you have the normal limousine, which is the one that only opens the boot. This one opens the entire glass as well. Okay, just to show you the sound before we finish. Wow, seems like a lot of people had fun on this road. There's burnout marks all over. Let's just accelerate from, let's say, 60. We are in OPC, and go to whatever, 120. Yeah. That's it, 120. So it's really quick. Very nice acceleration. Sorry that video was too long again. However, I really feel very happy about this car, and it's a really good car, I have to say. I hope you like this video. If you do, please like it, share it, comment below. Check out the Facebook. I put it somewhere on the bottom here in the video. And let me know what you think about it, what you think about this car, which cars you would like to see next. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Cheers.